Hey guys, welcome back to Wendy's World. On today's episode, I'm gonna be joined by the one and only Nessa. So, guys, if you're just watching for the first time, if you're watching, obviously you're gonna be watching me on YouTube. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, please, guys. Can you subscribe, guys? I'm gonna invite Nessa now so that we can start. Okay. Today's episode is gonna be with Nessa and Universe, so I'm just gonna wait for her to join me. Hey, babe.
Hiya.
Hey, what's up?
How are ya? Not much.
I'm alright with stuff.
Grand, chilling.
Good. How's things and how was your weekend be?
Fine. Just not really doing anything, to be fair.
To be honest, nothing much we can do.
Honestly,
To
like
buy
everything
the
goes
clothes, the rest of all the
automatically.
clothes at 8 o'clock because
Yeah.
that's when COVID come out. So we can't
Yeah.
do nothing.
Yeah, COVID sleeping until 8, you know?
When it's 8 o'clock, we are gonna stay in.
Yeah. COVID hates us.
Uh, thank, thank you so much for coming. This really means a lot to me. Thank
No
you very
worries.
much. If you don't mind, could you do a bit of introduction for people that doesn't really know you, just to get to know you?
Yeah, so my name's Vanessa. My online name is Hates Me Nasser. I'm a football player, content creator, all around crackhead. So yeah, it's just me.
I'm a fun person as well. From listening to your podcast and going through your page, you happen to be a really fun person. So let
Hi.
me just add that to you for you.
Yeah, no, I like to have
Okay,
fun, definitely. We only have one life in it.
that's true. Could you, when you say you only have one life, could you kind of describe your experience, right from education? I'm pretty sure you started here in Ireland from your primary school. Am I right?
Kind of. So I was obviously born in Nigeria, but I came into like first class. Um, I came to first class in Ireland, but the system isn't the same. I would have already started primary school in Nigeria, but I've been here since I was 6, so yeah.
Okay, and then how was the experience from you from school, secondary school to uni and everything? Did you experience anything such
Um,
as bullying or whatever?
yeah, primary school was fun. I hated secondary school. I just didn't get on with the teachers at all. I just didn't like that. But college was nice. I did a year in UCC and then I transferred to America because I got a scholarship to play football. So I played football over there for the rest of the 3 years. And then I came back to Ireland.
And so then, how's like work life and social life been for you?
Social life was fun. Like I'm not like people think I'm outside all the time. I'm not outside that much, but like I would say
Okay.
I'm a quite like sociable person. But it's weird because I can be shy and I can be nervous in like situations that are not my friends. But in my friends, I'm like crazy. So it's like 0 or 100. Like I'm very shy around people that I don't really know, but around people that
Yeah.
do. Like I am very sociable. I'm very outgoing. So yeah.
Oh, okay. And then let's talk about a bit of racism in Ireland. Can you talk about maybe your own experience or you think someone experience or
Yeah, so I mean, my experience thankfully has been more microaggressions than it has like blatant racism. So growing up in Waterford, like there wasn't a lot of other black people around, so it was majority me and my family. But growing up, I did integrate into Irish society quite well. So growing up, I didn't have that much in Waterford, but ever since moving to America and moving in Dublin and stuff, I see it a lot more than I did when I was younger. But in Ireland, it's a bit weird. I think like depending on where you're from, like people have varying experiences when it comes to racism. But I don't know whether it's definitely more blatant these days. Like before it was probably not as much in your face, but yeah, that's my experiences that I've seen and experienced myself with racism in
uh,
Ireland.
okay. So let's talk about one of the main reasons, the thing that actually attracted me to you is football. What made you choose football?
I had a lot of energy growing up. I still have a lot of energy. Um but like we started doing athletics when we moved to Ireland. I did Irish dancing for a bit, did everything, was just trying to play sports, and my brother was playing soccer, and he would always go down every Saturday with my dad to Tremor AFC, and I just wanted to follow along one day. I get there, and then while we were there were girls that were on the athletic team and girls that were in my primary school that were there, and I just asked my dad, I was like, "Can I go?" And then the people there, they were like, "Yeah, we need an extra person." Whatever. Went, played, and just enjoyed playing football since then. And then yeah, just been going strong since.
Okay, and since then, who has been your greatest supporter? Someone that actually, motivates you, like, okay, Nessa, this is what you should be doing. This is like you do. Who is the person?
It's weird because I'm very like self motivated, and it doesn't mean that I've done everything myself, but like I just wanted to win, and that's what motivated me when I was younger. But growing up, like my family, like have been the biggest supporters, in the sense that they've been with me regardless of where I'm going. Like my brother is probably my biggest supporter. Like anything I'm on, he's sharing, he's watching, he probably knows more about my career than I do. And obviously my parents as well, being able to, drive me places or just not stop me from playing, which kind of happens to a lot of girls growing up.
And is there any players at all that you would say, oh, this person is my inspiration? Like, I would like to play in the same team with this person.
Do you know what's funny? When I was growing up, I only kind of watched men's football, so I wanted to play with the likes of Steven Gerrard and like so men. Do you know what I mean? So I thought when I was like 14, I thought I'd be like the first female footballer to ever play with men and stuff like that. Like that's kind of what I thought. But obviously, growing up, you realize like that's not possible. But like I think my favorite athlete would be Serena Williams. So I think now growing up, I know more female footballers. So like Rihanna Jarrett, who plays in Ireland, she would be a player that I look up to because I know her and I know what she's been through. But I say more athletes and mindset, definitely Serena Williams, always kind of wanting to be the best and kind of striving towards that.
Oh, okay. And what would you like to change in the world of football? Let's say you were given the opportunity to change something. What would you change?
Ooh. I don't know. I think
Maybe
with
two.
women's football, I definitely, yeah, like with women's football, I definitely would want more resources given, and obviously like have it paid and more pay in that. I think that's definitely something I would change. I think men's football is well established, and anything I change
Yeah.
there would be more preference wise. It would be for what I want, but I think women's football definitely needs more support and more resources. That's definitely something that if I could change, I would do that at a click of a finger.
Okay, okay. So if you were given a chance to be like, okay, wait, I think we have a question here. Do you want to answer that question first?
Yeah, yeah, I'd
Okay, go
definitely
on.
be willing to play for Super Eagles. Yeah, like I definitely like growing up. Obviously, I didn't know much about like sports in like Africa and in Nigeria and stuff. But now growing up, like I am more proud of my heritage and I understand more of my heritage than I did when I was younger. So yeah, definitely, it's an honor to play for your country, whatever country that is, and I'm lucky to have the choice of two. So yeah, definitely would choose Nigeria.
Okay, so if you have the opportunity to be the world topmost player, but in a different game, would you go for it? Like, would you leave football for that?
Yeah, I would. I just want to be the best. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. The game was athletics. I definitely do that as well.
Okay, okay,
As
okay.
long as I'm good at it, that's
All
what
right.
I'm about.
And what advice would you give to girls? These days we see a lot of girls that want to play football, and then you see some guys like, oh no, that's just a guy thing. Like, you don't need to do that. They try to bring them down or try to, you know, cover their talents. What would
Yeah,
you
so
say?
I tell them to shut up, man. Like I like obviously don't say that if you're a young girl. But like I think just I would just advise girls that if it's something that they want to do, like to do it because they want to. Like there's nothing worse in this world, regardless of what you're doing, to be doing something that you're forced to. And if you're coming up against opposition, just keep striving for it, and hopefully, like someone somewhere will support you. And if not, if it's something that brings you joy, just keep going. That's all that you can do.
Okay, and then when it comes to like, what was I going to say? Okay, when it comes to your weaknesses and something you're good at, what would you say is your weakness? And what would say, okay, this I'm very good at. I don't need to work on it, but this I'm gonna can be in football, yeah, and it can be in your daily life as well.
Yeah, I think in football, right, and this is the thing, you can never think that you're too good. There's always something that you can improve on, you know, and like I'm naturally kind of fast and strong. Those are probably two things that I'll always have regardless of what happens. But having those things are not enough when it comes to football. Like just being good is not enough. You need to be able to execute well these things. So like I'd say naturally I'm gonna be fast, I'm gonna be strong, but if I don't have the stamina to keep that up, if I don't have the brain power focus to execute these things properly in football, doesn't
Yeah.
matter how good I am in that sense. So I don't think you can ever be good enough that you don't need to work for anything. Like I think there's always things to improve on. And something I'm definitely not good at in football is just stamina. I'm more of a sprinter, like short things quickly, I'll do those. But lasting very long is quite hard for me. And regardless of how hard I train, regardless of how many sprints I do, it's something that I have to constantly work on. In life, something that I'm good at, talking, I guess. I think maybe talking, like I think I'm just good at like putting a smile on other people's face and like uplifting other people, and that's something that I am quite passionate about.
Yeah.
Um Something I'm not good at is probably like this is gonna sound so weird, but it's like I'm not that confident in myself. So like I know I talk and stuff and I'm there, but it's
Yeah.
like it's just something I do, you know. But if someone points it out, I'll get really awkward very quickly. Or like if I have to talk about like my skills and something like that, like I just get freaked out. So probably, and that's something I'm working on this year anyway, to just step into my gifts a lot more and just be confident in the things that I'm doing. So yeah.
Okay, has there been any time in life, it could be during when you're making your podcast, yeah, or football, what is the point of this? Maybe you just feel like you want to give up, but then something reminds you that, okay, I have people that look up to me. I actually have to do this. I can't give up. Have there been any point in time? And if there is, what was
Yeah.
the reason why?
Well, first of all, in content creating, it literally happened 30 minutes ago. I've spent like over 6 hours editing a video, and then my iPad crashes, all of these things, and I'm like, nobody is actually paying me to put out these things. So I was literally asked this thing. But yeah, like regardless of anytime I do feel down, and right now football, I feel like that in football because I'm currently not playing. I'm just not giving up, but I'm giving it a break for a couple of months. I'm only just back training this week actually in the gym. But
Oh,
sometimes it's like, what's the point? Because it's like I've had injuries, I've had illnesses, I've had all of these things, and you're just like, there's literally no point in doing this anymore. Because you do put in a lot of work. Like I said, I've been an athlete since I was 7. You have ups and downs, but the ups will always outweigh the downs. Like just me not playing football, I've had so many people talk to me and ask me questions, and people feel inspired and being able to get the word out there for young girls. And I think that's what keeps me going. Like I said, like I am passionate about building up other people and inspiring other people in any way that I can. So I think that's always my why, regardless
okay.
of how I feel. Like if it's something that I believe will help other people or will be able to propel someone or help someone somewhere, even if it's just one person, I'll do that.
Okay. Okay, so let's talk about your podcast now.
Yeah, so it's funny because I only just decided this week that I'm actually gonna call it Nesser Pod. So what's confusing?
Oh,
Yeah, what's
but I
confusing
kind of
is
like it's really nicer.
yeah, see, I'm hates me Nesser though. So it's like it's confusing. So it's like hates me Nesser is my alias, and it's the name of like the YouTube, and it's the name of like, do you know what I mean? So
Oh,
like
yeah.
I'm trying to split it up. So Nesser Pod is the interviews people come on because I have like other YouTube content and vlogging, and then my main page is hates me Nesser as well. So people get
Okay,
very
okay. That makes
confused.
sense.
Exactly, and I don't blame you. So Hate Me After is me. It's the
Yeah,
alias, whatever. It's my what's that word? It's my
yeah.
phrase that I say. And then Nesser Pod is gonna be like Nesser Pod, Nesser Space, where I bring other people in, where I touch on topics, where I present people that I think are pretty cool to the world. And yeah, the reason I started that was because when I moved back to Ireland, so growing up in Waterford, I wasn't really around that many black people all the time. When I moved back after 4 years in America, I came back to Waterford and just came back to Ireland. I saw black people just doing amazing things, and like my white friends don't know about them. And I was listening to a podcast in England, and they were kind of just big on Black History Month, big on supporting black people, and I just felt moved by that, and I just decided to start the podcast, and it was just called Being Black and Irish, and people sharing their stories of success, but also on like the struggles that they've had. Literally, my first episode was my friend Rio holding my phone for like an hour. So I just really felt compelled to share my friends' stories like to the world, because like I've met so many amazing people, and their stories will never get to be told because people don't want to shine light on that. So I just decided to do that.
And how would you say the journey has been for you between joining
Um,
your paper, the podcast, and then your YouTube channel? How has the journey been for you so far?
they're all very different, you know. Like football on a progress scale is declining. In the sense that I'm not playing football, like I'm not getting better at football. So that progress I wouldn't say is great, but the impact I've had from that has been like for me, myself, and just learning more about myself as a human person, whatever. That's been good. But the act of actually playing football, competing and stuff has not been great for me. But that's something I'm getting okay with. Um, Podcasting, YouTube, content creating, I say that's going pretty well. It's not like the thing is that my content, I don't look at numbers, and the numbers aren't great to be honest. But it's more the little people who come and tell me that this made them feel a certain way, or they listened to this, or they found this person because they were looking at my podcast, so or my YouTube channel, whatever it is. So that itself like has had more impact than I ever imagined it would, and hopefully it does better this coming year, this coming season. Um, so in that progress, I would say yeah, that's going pretty well. From the things that I measure it by anyway.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's move on to another part, relationship.
Yeah,
When you think, when people say relationship, yeah, what is the first thing that actually come to your mind? What do you think of?
headache, like just headache, like
And
just
why is that? Why is it headache?
oh, just because yeah, I'm a really emotional person, so like
Oh, okay.
I love hard in it. Like so, it's like if I'm it's just it's annoying if it's not reciprocated, or like I'm learning that not everything has to last forever. So growing up, like it would be really upsetting. Like I hated disappointment. So it's like you would get into something, and like I'm quite a perfectionist by nature. It's like you get into something, you want it to work, it has to work, right? And if it doesn't work, then I'm vexed because why isn't it working? So that's why I would say headache. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But I'm learning that not everything has to last forever. So if it's short relationships where people come to your life for seasons, and just to be present and enjoy the moment as it comes.
Would you say our generation we are kind of demanding when it comes to relationships?
Yeah, I think we are, and I think rightly so. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, in it's 50-50 in that sense. Like I think we are very demanding, but I think it's because we've seen people be taken like for granted, and we don't want to be taken for granted, especially as women. It's the first time that women have probably had these much resources to ourselves, that we don't have to depend on anybody else. And now we're
Yeah.
asking for standards, now we're asking for certain things. And unfortunately, the problem is, from where I'm standing, is that a lot of us women have a lot of deficiencies, and we have a lot of insecurities from growing up, just as life. Men do as well, right? But a lot of the time, that's like, and I'm speaking even just personally, like that's um what's it called? We show that in asking for things, right? So, for example, some people might want material things, right? But they're filling that void of
Yeah.
insecurity with material things. But to the world, it just seems like, oh, this woman just wants my money. But sometimes it's a lot deeper than that, right? And then other people might want other things, and yeah, like we don't really have space for. We don't give a lot of grace at times. But I think like a lot of our parents were taken for mugs, like so we don't want that to happen to us. But yeah, I think we can find a better way of expressing that. But yeah, we're not doing so great recently.
Okay. So, any future plans for your podcast? your career, your football career, and also YouTube channel?
So podcasts and YouTube channel. I'm starting, if I ever recover this video that just decided to delete on me. I have a couple more episodes this season to come out, and they're different in the sense that last couple of seasons have been more athletes and musicians, because that's just what I'm interested in. But this time I'm trying to kind of go more broad and get different people from different fields and sectors to talk about different
Yeah.
things. Football wise, I don't have a timeline on that at all, and I'm quite comfortable with that. I'm just gonna go quite slowly back into things to just get my fitness back up by myself, and then sign with a team or do stuff one on one and just get my fitness back up. And if God willing, if my body decides to stick about, then I'll go back into elite football with a team. But if not, I'll stay where I'm at, and it's pretty okay.
Okay. And any advice or whatever that you want to say to people that I know, being a female footballer, I'm pretty sure there are young girls out there that follow your page that actually look up to you. Maybe to say, oh, she has a podcast, she does this. What kind of advice would you like to give to them before we finish up?
Just keep going and make sure that what you're doing brings you joy, man. There's too many things in this world that we're forced to do that we don't enjoy doing. So if there's something you want to do, if it's hard, cool, whatever, just as long as you get joy from it and it is fulfilling in some way, work hard at it. And if you think it's something that you can help others with, definitely do that. And just, yeah, work hard. Like that's definitely it. I think just work hard, look for resources where you can, look for help when you can. Like, don't be afraid to receive help, but definitely keep going if it's something that you want to do and you have a passion for, regardless of what it is, football, whatever.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nessa, for joining me today. I actually really enjoyed this, to be honest with you, because can I say you're a very free person.
I'm what?
You're a very free person.
Yeah, like I'm chill. I don't. That's good. I
Because
appreciate
you have some guys and you'd be like, so how do I start? But just for you, it was just flowing.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Thanks for reaching out.
One of the guys I have that actually go through the question to all my questions, because I could tell from the way you were answering, like.
Sorry?
And you get some guys. I say you're actually one of the guys that I have that I can tell you actually go through the questions before.
Yeah.
Because some you'd have to, they'll say, oh yeah, the question is grand. And then when you have to, they'll be like, do you not look at the questions?
No, like, I appreciate it. Like, it takes a lot of time to decide to do this, so yeah, I'll definitely dedicate that for. I feel like everybody's doing their own thing, and you just have to respect that. So,
Yeah.
just the same for you as well. So, thank you so much for reaching out. So, I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you very much. And looking forward to doing many more things with you in the future. Maybe, hopefully, you're in Dublin. Maybe one day we'll bump into each other. We never know.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks. No worries. Bye. See ya.
Bye. Have a good day.
You too.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Do not forget to join me next week, same time, with another guest. Thank you, guys, and good night, everyone.